So on Friday, the 30th of January 2026, I ended up making about $23,600 on my funded trading account. And in this video, I'm going to show you exactly how I did it trading the NASDAQ. And if you stick around in the video, I'm going to teach you two crucial lessons I wish I knew at the start of my trading career. The first lesson is that trading is much easier and much more successful when you have a definite trade entry criteria and then you just wait for it to show up. For me, that is quite simple. What I'm using is my custom market state indicator. It's at the bottom of the screen. And then what I'm using is the VWAP with just the first standard deviation. What I'm doing is I'm looking to execute positions around the VWAP deviations and the VWAP. Now, to go over that first lesson, you can see here that price action comes into the VWAP deviation, which is this blue little line. We form a lower high and the market starts heading downward. I end up closing all once we come into a cluster area. Once the market pulled back, I ended up getting into the position again, and eventually when the market started creating an aggressive pushback up, I got out. We were still in bearish mode once we hit this deviation, took one trade, got out real quick. Once we broke the deviation of the VWAP, I started building a second position, and here I got out early with my initial target being the VWAP. Once we made a second retest of the deviation again, while still remaining in bearish mode, that's key to know. That's the reason you don't see me buying the market yet. Sells, profit, sells. I got out of this, and then we switched to longs because the market, this indicator started becoming green and it was telling me bullish. So I took a sell, the market shot up aggressively. That's when the New York market opened. Retest of the VWAP, and you can see that better here. I'm executing a bunch of trades, trying to get into this market and capitalizing on the move towards the upside. I tried to trade the breakout of the deviation. That didn't work out so good with some losses. We then did another retest of the VWAP where I got in, took profit. The rest of the trades were a little bit of a mixed bag, very choppy during the New York Open. And then here's the big winners. The market ended up tanking very nicely to the next deviation, 126 points, and I built this up very good. The challenge was holding on to these positions. So this brings me to the second key point I want to teach you in this video. You need to be very rigorous about your entries, which I showed you so far. I have a definite entry criteria, but you need to have a definite exit criteria. So when the market is choppy like this and in range mode, what I'm trying to do is just target each areas of the bands. But if we break out of the bands, I have a whole different setup. Anyway, price action creates a very nice contraction here. We come into the VWAP. I start building my short with an idea of having my exit at this high. We never come to it. So I build up. I make a very good profit on this. When the market starts pushing back up, that's when I get out. We then come into the deviation again, out, build up a little bit more, and I collect my final profit for the day.